Hi guys, I am
Hello.
in the same state as Whip is right now.
That's
Isn't
right.
that amazing? This is kind of one of my home states. This is where I got all my educations.
This is where you was born, right? And then you moved away?
No, I was born in St. Louis.
Oh,
I was born in St. Louis, moved to Kansas City, then moved back to St. Louis. But when I moved back, we moved to the Illinois side. And guys, I have to be somewhat quiet because I'm in a hotel. It's called the Pikes Inn. It's super nice. Well, and it's during quiet hours. They're letting me be in their breakfast area, and they give bacon out for breakfast. So that's a good
Nancy.
thing. Oh, well, we left at 10 and we got here at 9:30 at night for a 7-hour trip. I guess that's not too bad considering everything that happened, guys. Do you want to say hi to people and then I will
You
figure
gonna
out how to queue up
get your
the
ducks in a
thing.
row? Well, first of all, Wei Wei was first in, as he usually is. Welcome aboard there, Sam.
Hey,
And then Miss
Huawei,
Dee Dee was here.
Edie,
And Aquarium Domain stopped in. Hey, buddy.
Jeremy,
Uncle Smiley.
super cool.
Hagen Hill Design. Hey, Jake. Or Katie. Or both.
Nice.
That's you, and you
Yep.
again, and you lots of times. And there's Foxy. Hi, Foxy. And Jesse from One More Fish. And Seville Steve. Hola. Peplin. Hey, Pep. And RJ. And
I see.
Bootsy. Bootsy Kitchen, Bootsy Kitchen, Bootsy Kitchen, Bootsy Kitchen. And there's Delilah's Critters. Hey, Delilah. Got to see
Oh
you
my
in
gosh.
Remember, she's changed jobs, got her own company now or business, and she just said that she went from working a 9 to 5 to a 24/7.
Oh, I felt like I just drove 24/7.
And there's Nancy B from Tennessee.
Hey, Nancy.
We're gonna start calling her Mountaintop because I like it.
Mountaintop?
Mountaintop, Mountaintop, Tennessee.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to start calling Bootsy Mountaintop.
No, that would make no
Yeah,
sense at all.
I know. And that's why I was like, what are you talking
Mountaintop and mountaintop and mountaintop and mountaintop.
about? Did you
We got
see Larry D?
Scuba
Oh,
Steve is here,
Scuba.
and Jacob McCaffrey,
Hey, Jake.
and
My sweetheart's here, Mrs. Oinky.
Larry D. There he is, right there, and Wei Wei is still here. Xanadude, hey buddy, and Scotty the Fish Freak.
Scotty.
Scotty. I'm scrolling. I don't see. There's
Is he
Skipper.
Cinnamon
Hey,
Girl?
Skipper.
Oh, Skipper.
Yeah, he said hello and good night, everyone. He's got to work. He
Sweet
told me
dreams.
that he doesn't have a day off for a long time.
Poor
He
guy.
gave me a date, but of course I forgot it immediately. But it's not for over a week away. I think he said the 8th or something like that.
I totally don't see Skipper on here.
Yeah, well. Maybe he's got you blocked.
No, it would be me blocking him.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But
He's at
wait, no,
9:29.
because he's talking on my stream. I don't see anybody's blinked. I'm using StreamYards to see people's text instead of the show.
Cinnamon Girl. Hey, Cinnamon Girl.
Do you guys want to hear how my day went? It went
Captain
insane.
McReynolds is here. We're almost to the
Hey,
bottom.
Cap.
Nathan from Gills to Gardens.
Hey, Nate.
Oinky. Hey, Oinky. And Tommy from the Aquatic News Network.
Oh, Mr.
And
Silver
now
Creek.
tell these fine people the hell you had to endure to go 7 hours away.
Yeah. The goal tonight was to get to Bloomington. I'm still 10 minutes from Bloomington. I'm 10 miles from Bloomington. Whip called me up, or maybe I called Whip, I don't know. And I started really panicking when I realized that I thought I had 2.5 hours instead of 1.5 hours before the show because my time on the clock's not right. And I was like, okay, let's just try to find something fast and not shop around because my family's been known to shop around for hotels and take 3 hours to find our stupid,
Yeah.
So we found this place and it's good. I'm happy. But we started off and I'm like, I just want to make mom and dad happy. We're going to do what they want, go the way they want to go. So we take off and I was like, don't we want to make a left to go to Wisconsin and left and up? Instead, we took a right and down and we drove about an hour that way. And then we realized we were going the wrong way. And so we drive back an hour, but this time we have to go through some really windy mountains to get back. And the muffler thing. Oh, where's the I took pictures for you guys. Where's my pictures? There it is. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is crazy.
Not yet. If you
Oh,
put it up, it's not up.
it didn't download. I don't understand why it doesn't want to download. Okay, Whip, you talk, and I'll go back to Facebook and try to download it again. I keep downloading the same image for some reason.
Huh. We got some conversations going on, but it says Aquarium Domain. Jeremy says, every time I need Skipper to help me move rocks, he has to work for 30 days straight. That's the truth. I want to hear the latest Fish Fam dream, says Bootsy. Delilah says, I hope Ed legally changed his last name to Nuga. That would make me really happy.
Oh, I have to delete an image to be able to get one on.
Gills the Garden said, hello, my fishy friends, lurking about to smash some dinner. New recipe tonight from the Better Half, and it smells freaking amazing.
We didn't even have time for dinner. We wouldn't been driving. So, well, okay. I want to go step by step through this day because it's been a day. So I'm driving through the mountains, and you can see that's where the muffler connects into the engine, and it broke loose from the engine. And it made so much noise. And I'm going through the mountains, and I'm thinking this thing's about to blow up because every time I gave it gas, it made so much noise. So it took me about 20 minutes to get through the mountains with this super loud. And we get to a gas station, and I asked the guys for a mechanic close by. And we talked to the mechanics, and they said, we're just going to come over and look at it because they're 2 miles away. They didn't want me to blow the engine. And it's like, well, I've already drove it forever. But
right.
So they look at it and they say, oh, you got to take it to the muffler shop in Crossville, which is another 25 minutes down the road. So, because at that time I was at Crab Orchard. Isn't that a strange name for a city in Tennessee? Crab Orchard. But so get to this guy and I get there. Oh, we get there and the tow truck that brought the last car in broke down in front of their garage. So we couldn't drive into their garage. And it took like 20 minutes for them to move the tow truck out. And then they were able to fix my car. They fixed this thing in 5 minutes. He just welded it up and he said, we said, how much do we owe you? And he said $10 for welding it. And so we gave him 20. But so then we're back on the road. And as soon as I get on the highway, check this out. I get behind. You can't really see it, but this is a mega slow thing on the highway. It like took the both lanes of the highway. There was like 5 police cars in front of it and stuff. I was going 35 miles per hour for 10 miles on the highway, just like to get to Lebanon, because then we were going to turn north at Lebanon. And I was like, but so
I would have
we
lost
get done.
my freaking mind. You guys would
It
have
was,
seen a whole new version of Whip. That's for sure.
it was
My head
insane.
would have blown up. Words would have come out of my mouth that probably made no sense, but were very angry.
We're 3 hours behind schedule, and we get behind a super slow vehicle. And then
Oh,
so then we get to Lebanon. We eat at a place, and Dad says, why don't I drive for 2 hours? I can drive in the middle of the day. And so I said, okay, we're 4.5 hours from Bloomington. And I showed it to him on the map, or on the GPS. And I said, okay, we're going to go towards uh, Indianapolis, but we're going to go around and up. And we're going to go above Terre Haute before we get into Illinois. And so I took a nap and fell asleep. And after 2 hours, they said, okay, Ed, you ready to drive again? I said, sure. And I looked at the GPS. It says we're 4 hours and 20 minutes from Bloomington. And I'm, I'm trying so hard not to just laugh my head off because it was so funny. It's just, and I have no idea where we're at because GPS kept changing. It we got in at the very Illinois is like a real long state. We got in like right at the bottom. It took all these back routes. But hey, almost 11 hours later, we got here. So
almost. You mean it was 11 hours and 11 and a half, right? You left at 10, got there at 9:30?
yeah.
Had you got there at 10,
Well,
it would have been 12 hours.
oh, but there's daylight savings.
Oh, yeah, you
Did I?
lost an hour. Yeah, yeah. Or gained
So
it
I
or
don't know
whatever.
if we got if we drove an extra hour or less than an hour. I don't know. But it was so funny. And I felt bad because my poor mom and dad, they have a hard time sitting. That was a tough day on them. Tomorrow, I'm going to drive and we'll take lots of breaks and walking arounds and
And
stuff.
maybe stick to the highway this time.
Yeah. Well, see, mom gets afraid when she sees diesels. And
Tell her to
so
close
I
her
think,
eyes.
yeah. Well, that's how it was finally at the end because I finally found the highway.
Yeah.
But
Because, I mean,
hey,
it's all well and good to take your time, but gee, many crickets. You don't want to run out of gas in the middle of nowhere.
yeah. Well, and just crazy how the car broke down and everything.
Yeah.
But I thought we were going to get here around 6 o'clock. So, folks, and I'm going to go back to the public. Nope. Folks, I have nothing prepared for us to watch tonight or to do.
Delilah, exactly. That's exactly what I was saying.
Oh, it's so nice to see Delilah. I was
Yeah,
just thinking
right.
about her yesterday. Yeah, she's awesome.
She says, "I'm so
Her and her
glad
transients.
Ed is laughing because my jersey would have been showing."
Oh, I was like trying not to
Hey,
laugh the
Toonie.
whole time because I didn't want to make my dad upset, But oh, it was just so funny. It
Hey,
was really
Brenton.
a funny day. A long day.
Funny in that
But
you wanted to kill everybody and everything that walked in front of you, right?
I wasn't I never got
Yeah.
upset at all today. I was just
Hey, Nick.
it just seemed so crazy. So
Yeah,
crazy. Everything was
that
just
sounds
crazy.
crazy. When I asked, I said, "Yeah, for your trip to have started off with a bad muffler," and he's like, and you were like, "Oh, that wasn't even the start of it. It started way before that." I'm like, "Oh no!"
Well, right away, I said, I don't think Wisconsin is south or east of us.
Hey, Jeff. Yeah,
And
right. Neither one of those things is accurate.
yeah, we almost got to Knoxville before we turned around and went the other way.
Jesus.
Oh well.
Jorge, what's going on, buddy?
Hey George, how are you doing?
You're
But
bringing
yeah,
in all the cool kids in town.
it was crazy. Um, but we are gonna be at Foxy's Big Barbecue on Saturday.
Yes,
I
sir.
we're gonna get to that hotel tomorrow night at some time. And then that way mom and dad, they're gonna meet uh Foxy and Peplin, and then they're gonna go to Menards and shop at different places during the day while I'm hanging out with you. And then I was hoping that you could just take me back to the hotel that night.
I'm not going to be there till Saturday morning.
Yeah.
You're going to be there
Saturday night. I just
tomorrow?
want to.
Tomorrow's
Well,
Friday.
we're gonna get there tomorrow at like late at night. We're not going to Peplin's at that time.
Okay.
I'm waiting
I
till
wasn't I
Saturday.
wasn't sure what you were saying, if you were gonna like let them go shopping at when you once you get there tonight or tomorrow night.
No, I'm still 7 hour or 6 hours away, 7 hours away, which is probably equivalent to 14.
Oh, I bet you're further away than that because it's 3.5 for me.
Now, what's their town
You've got to
called?
be further than
What
3 hours south of me.
how do you pronounce that city? Washami?
Foxy? I don't know. Pep's here. Spell it out like you mean it, like you can say it.
Washami? I can't ever pronounce this city's name. Well, we'll figure that out in a minute.
Some of
But
it will be Delilah. Some of it. Nick is going to be there, right below you there. Jeff, who's just above you there, will be there. Pep is
awesome.
going to be there, obviously. That's at his place. Jody P is going to be there, who you may, if you've been gone for a while, you may not even know who Jody P is, but she has become very prevalent within the community.
Is Jody P gonna be
HHD right
at
there
the
is
Clash?
going to, that's, what's that?
Is Jody gonna be at the Clash?
I don't remember, to be honest
Well,
with you. It might have been one or the other. I
I
don't know.
wanted to get photos of everybody with their action figures at the Clash, but I didn't know if she was coming or not, so I brought her action figure to get a photo
Hey,
with her with
Denny,
her action figure.
Brenton's going to be there. Yep. Bear Bottom Brenton is going to be there. Yes, she is. She's going to the Clash. So
Oh, well then I'm not gonna take a picture of you with the toy. I'm gonna leave
she's
it
not here. Hey, Cat House.
so that way I can get
There's
everybody
Jody
with
right
the
there.
Tennessee Fish Mafia thing behind you.
We spoke her name too many times and bingo, here she is.
I forgot. Did somebody want that Pleco cave that had the octopus arms?
I don't know about the octopus arms, but Nathan from Gills the Garden has wanted a um, Pleco cave for a while. A Pleco cave?
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have a whole bunch of those at the Clash.
I don't know that he's
Was
going.
I supposed to? Oh, nuts! I brought the wrong thing.
He's not going to
Well,
either
I'm
one of these
sorry.
things. He's in Florida. You almost got there today.
Yeah, I did. We were heading that way. We really were heading that way. Crazy. Bare bottom. Yes, I did. Okay. Well, I brought it, so that's good.
Oh yeah,
And
and he'll
hopefully
be
it
there
didn't
too.
get
So
broke. Oh man, such a crazy day. And yeah, I apologize, folks, that I didn't have anything planned. So ask us a question. Oh, I had a terrible day yesterday. I'm going to tell you some fish stuff.
worse than
So
today.
yeah, actually, yesterday was worse. One of my outdoor tubs had a die off, and I had a bunch of it was the swordtail guppy tank that had a
Uh-oh.
die off, and about half the swordtails died. And I put another umbrella up and I put the fountains in. This is the first year I didn't put water fountains in my tubs. And I just think it needs the extra oxygen because it's just too hot in Chattanooga. So I had fished out a whole bunch of guppies yesterday and threw them into the grass. And then last night I was doing water changes during the day yesterday, and last night I went to feed them the last time for 5 days. So I was going to overfeed, and all my uh barbs died. My Denison barbs. Wait, no, not Denison. My Odessa barbs all died. And I bet I forgot to put the prime in their tank when I was doing the water changes. So that was really depressing because literally the day before I was looking at how beautiful that tank was and how awesome all those fish were because the boys were so bright red. I had two mega bright boys, and yeah, every single one was dead after the water change, but none of my other fish. So it had to been, or I put too much prime in and gas, took the oxygen out. But I don't think I did that.
That
Oh yeah,
happens to me, but if the rest of your guys, the rest of your tanks were okay, then you might be right. But I have had um, die offs after a water change, just because. Um,
something in the water line.
yeah, well, yeah, I don't have city water, but every now and again, like if it rains hard, I get a lot of leaching from the ag fields all around me. So I have to be careful every now and again, and it's so random, because rain is random, and I don't think about it. So I'll be doing a water change, and the next thing I know, everybody's gasping, and at that point, there's really not much you can do.
Yeah, I did about, I think I did 50 tanks yesterday, and they're
You
right in the middle. So it
Only
wasn't even
one of
at,
them was bad.
yep.
Yeah, I bet you missed the. I bet you missed the prime or whatever you
So
use.
yeah, it was actually, I was using the powder. Uh it's the same company, Prime and not Prestige. What's Premium? No. Oh, it starts with a P. It's just like Prime, but it's powder form. Well, that's what I was using, and
What
I
what
killed
what
the fish.
brand?
It's the same brand that Prime is. Uh,
The Seachem?
it, Seachem, yeah. What's the powder form called?
I have no idea. I didn't even know they had a powder form.
Yeah, you just put just a little bit in each one, and it's amazing. So it's super cheap.
Hey, June's here. She snuck in. I didn't even see her sneak in. There
Hey,
she is, right
June.
there. 9:48.
Well, so yeah, I've killed more fish in the last 2 days than I've had probably all year long, which is a bummer. I also had two female guppies die yesterday, but that's kind of normal when
Yeah, I
you have that
imagine
many
with as many
tanks.
guppies as you have, you're probably losing a couple every day anyway.
Yeah, I think the boys get devoured because I hardly ever see the boys, which sounds terrible, but the big pregnant girls after they drop their babies, I find them and pull them out.
I never even look. I have so many guppies in my tub that they're all just mutt guppies. So I don't really. I just kind of let that thing go. It's covered, all the way across the top with duckweed. There's a couple filters in there. KJE. Either I won it or I bought it. I don't even remember anymore. It's been a couple years. A lily that really kind of took a crap on me, but it's starting to show life this year. So I don't know if I should pull it out of there and put it outside where it can get some sunlight, some real light, because right now it's just glow lights on the
Are
floor,
you
no heater, no, I don't call, I don't even look in there. I don't know what's happening in there. I just know there's a million fish because when I feed, it looks like piranha, hitting the surface. So one of these
Scuba
days, I'm
said
gonna
that
drop thing in there.
Scuba said they eat them. I don't mean the guppies eat them. I think the guppies probably eat the tails because the tails on a boy is always gone. But I think it's the snails and the shrimp that probably just devour the boy or the boy
Yep.
guppy so fast.
I wouldn't doubt it. And if you left the girls in there, they'd probably do the same thing to them.
It's just the girls I see them.
Yeah.
I mean, if I see a dead fish, I'll grab it out. I don't want any dead fish, but yeah, they
So
just disappear kind of.
June says, I have 3 tanks that I use the recommended dose on the label. I got measuring spoons just to measure safe. Is that what it was? Safe?
It must be safe. I thought it started with a P, but
Oh,
I guess it's safe.
for tanks less than 300 gallons.
Yeah, I just put little. Doesn't take much at all. Yeah, guys. So
Hey,
I don't know if
Tracy.
anybody wants to ask me a fish question after all my fish have died.
Scotty says, since Ed won't do a tour of his fish room, can he tell us about it? How many tanks, what sizes, what all is in his tanks? Well, it's guppies, and more guppies, and then he's got a couple guppies and maybe a few guppies.
Yeah, let's see. From the top. Now I've been replacing 20-gallon and 10-gallon with 17-gallon tanks slowly. And then I have a 40 long now that used to be behind me where I had two 20 longs because the 40 long is as long as them. And I have my Synodontis in there, and I have a photo of or a little video of my Synodontis. I think I may have shown it last week.
I think you did.
Let's see, is this it? Oh, and I remember you can't talk during that.
Yeah.
The Synodontis just like to pop out and look at me and hide until I leave, and then they devour everything. And then I have a tank with right next to them those mini plecos. I forgot what number they are off the top of my head, but they look like a peppermint pleco, but they're only like this big and they eat shrimp. So I have to feed them a shrimp block every day and shrimp pellets. I also with them have galaxy guppies in that tank with them, albino galaxy guppies. Above them, I have tiger endlers. Next tank over, I have tiger endlers. Next tank over, I have swordtail guppies. Next tank over is empty because I'm rearranging. Below that, I have green dragons and and red green lace guppies. What's that?
That is my Synodontis. Check this out.
Oh, they're babies. Can we talk now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, I don't know what the music was, but I hope I didn't get demonetized for it. I just thought about that, but that's all right.
It's from
That's
Apocalypse
awesome.
Now.
I love those guys. They're super cute. I never have had the babies with the adults.
Yeah,
I
I never
took
bothered even taking them out. So there's 4 adults in there. I don't even know I don't know the ratio, if it's 2 males, 2 females, 3 males, 1 female, 3 females, 1 male. I have no idea. I just know one day I looked in there and I'm like, is that lice? What is that? Oh no, that looks like a fish.
That's awesome. Well, I have an empty tank underneath that tank where I'll put the marbles with their babies in it underneath and grow out the babies underneath and then drop them in. But I've got too many right now, so I haven't tried to breed them for a year. But yeah, they're great. I love that fish. And then I have a monster one too. I don't know. Let's see if this is the monster. There's my monster.
Pep, would it matter if, I mean, I got that off of YouTube as for my short. I mean, if I could play it on mine, it should be playable on Edge, right?
Well,
In
not as
theory?
a live stream, not on a live stream. Only as a short.
I don't understand the difference. I mean, it's still going out publicly.
I know, but I've been doxxed for playing my own shorts even.
Really?
So it's
Well,
all right. Yeah,
sorry
just
about that.
silly. That's all right. I don't care. Maybe it cost me $2.
I'll get you back.
So no, don't even worry about it. It was worth it because those were awesome. As long as they don't totally demonetize me again, and then I'll just
Yeah.
jump off out this one-story window.
That doesn't, yeah, that baffles my mind. I don't know how copyright works, I guess.
Yeah,
You
you're
know,
allowed.
I got popped a couple times because I downloaded somebody else's, you know, if you make it downloadable, in my mind, I'm like, oh, well, that's giving people permission to use it, right? If you don't want people to
You're gonna-
use it, don't make it downloadable.
Yep.
Doesn't that make sense? To me, it does. But no, it's you're getting set up. Yeah, go ahead and download it and use it. Go ahead. I dare you.
But you can modify it to your own ability to make it so it's your own. So
Yeah,
like
I don't know how to do it.
so like that's legal. Because I made it my own.
Okay.
I know it's stupid.
Hey,
But
Big Steve. Back to the imaginary fish room. Yeah, I derailed you. So you were saying you got what underneath the Synodonis?
I have an empty tank for growing out baby Synodonis. And I have also underneath there, I have another tank of green dragons. I try to keep at least 2 tanks of every guppy I have, because if you keep them separated, their DNA separated in a community tank for over a year, their DNA is going to cross enough that once you remix them from the other communities, it'll be like adding new DNA. So that way you can get more generations out of them. Because
Right.
like if you just line breed forever, you'll get 11 to 18 line breeds before all their spines are going to get messed up, or their genetics just go to hell.
Yeah.
So I overdo it. But you see, like my Japanese guppies, I have them in 4 different tanks. But and 2 of the tanks are 110-gallon tubs. So I started with 4 guppies 6 years ago, and I just keep mixing them all the time, their DNA. So I'm shuffling it so I don't lose them. Because when I got them, they're from a championship guppy guy, so they're already being line bred. So, yep. And Night Owl Aquatics, he has some of the same guppies, and I've thought about trying to buy a couple of his and putting them in with mine just to change up the DNA a little.
Hey, Kenny.
Hey, Kenny. And I also, I had a bunch of platinum females. The males died off, but I still had the females, and they were totally not hit. So I put one of my Japanese blue tails with them just to see what would happen, and they came out. Right now they're still pretty small, but they look like tuxedos. It's like their tails are white and they've got a black body. So I can't wait to see what they turn
Yeah.
out to be when they completely grow out.
You have a question from Delilah. I'm not sure if it was serious or not, but it's interesting. Has anyone ever kept their tanks up post fish, like all the fish have died, just because the live plants are so beautiful?
Well,
do I have a sickness? I cannot keep plants alive or for even like long enough to make a difference. So I do not have that issue.
I have 2 tanks that have nothing but plants in them now, but that's because all of them died in one of them yesterday.
Oh yeah.
That one's filled with, what's it filled with? It's filled with, water Sprite, and then the other one has a really giant Anubias in it, and I don't know what. Oh, I had a couple of glowfish that I had bought my mom, and her glowfish were beating them up, so I put them in there, and they've long past died, and, I've never put anything new in that tank, but I just keep it filled with water because I like the Anubias. But I
Right.
don't like
And
see,
the
I'm
Anubias is doing okay without fish poop being dumped in there?
yeah, and well, yeah, I don't think it's even got a dirted bottom, but, the thing is, I don't know where I was going with. I'm trying to get rid of all my tanks on the lower shelf. I just want to have fry on the lowest shelf. My back, guys, is really terrible, and I have a hard time seeing any of my fish on the lower level. And so, like my my green dragons on the lower level, I haven't seen them in like 2 years, except for looking down feeding them. I just have not like got down on the ground and stared at them because of that. So I'm trying to get everybody to the top level and the middle level. And I just want to have breeder empty glass bottom tanks all across the bottom so I can just easily clean them and catch the babies and throw them out. And then,
Throw them out?
well, throw them into the adults. Throw the
Oh,
babies out of the breeder tanks and put them in with the adults and then put new babies in. Yeah, probably not best English.
no, this is just plain old water. Plain old water, no vodka tonight. I have to go to work tomorrow. I got to be a good boy.
I've got
Uh,
little orange.
Gills the Garden Nathan has a question for you.
Yeah,
Or
what's up
maybe not for you, because I
for
don't
the
know how
world?
much of a betta guy you are, but he says, I have a Delta Tail betta and a half moon betta. Are either okay for a 5 gallon cube or a 5.5? I mean, the betta police will say no, but I kept a betta for 7 years in a vase with a pothos plant, and it was fine.
Yeah. So it's all about keeping it clean.
Yep. And I mean, it was a different time too. I was telling Jason that this after before that in the 90s they weren't overbred to the point where they were getting tumors every year and a half or so either
In
back
the
then.
80s.
So,
I had them in the 80s too. And I had one in every 10-gallon community tank I owned.
mhm.
But you know what? They always stayed in one corner at the top.
Yeah,
And
they weren't venturing around much.
you could easily they didn't use the whole 10 gallons or 20 gallons. And everything I had when I was a kid was 10 or 20 gallons. And so I don't know if they'd be miserable actually in a 5-gallon tank. I know you're not supposed to do it because people say it's torture, but I think
5 gallons is the minimum, right? Isn't 5 gallons kind of the minimum right now by most people's standards, other than the Beta Police?
I use 5-gallon tanks. I have a line of 6 5-gallon tanks that I throw guppy fry in. It's on the top shelf. I keep the fry on the top shelf because it makes the top water is always 78 degrees, the middle water is 76, and the bottom one is 74. The warmer the water, the quicker they grow. So that's why I've got a whole top level of fry, and then I can scoop them out and take them down. Now I'm going to be starting. I want to try to learn how to do good line breeding. So you're taking the best males and breeding them with females and constantly going. And so I have 18 3-gallon tanks just for line breeding, where I'm going to put a male with a female. And then when she drops, I'll pull her out and put her back in with the community. and put the boy with the next girl to breed, and then let the fry grow in the 3-gallon tank, and then pull it out and put it back into the community or somewhere else where I can watch to make sure they're looking
Yeah.
good. But I'm
Yeah.
not a big fan of line breeding because it causes the DNA problems, but it does make the best fish. And I think it would be a good project for me to learn how to do because or that I know how to do it because I've read enough about it in books and seen, but I have never actually physically line bred, and I need to. I
Mhm.
feel like I need in my journey of as a guppy guy. So, yep.
Yeah. It's just, it makes me giggle a little bit because, with the betta, you know, like I look back at that time and I know that they're overbred and they're messed up genetically now. So that if you get one to live over 2 years old, you're really doing well. But, you know, I had that dang thing in a vase that was probably, you know, I don't know, like this big. It was one of those curvy ones, you know, it was narrow at the bottom, big bulb in the middle, and then it flared out at the top. And I just put a ring in there with pothos growing out of there. It lived for like 7 years, which, you know, I didn't even know they lived that long. Uh,
Yeah, I used to have them live forever in the 80s and the 90s, and
yeah,
then I never saw a
then
tumor on a fish in my life or on a betta ever,
until
and
recently,
now everyone I get, from anywhere, it seems like it ends up with tumors. It's like, I'd love to have one of those alien bettas, but I'm not gonna spend 6 or 45 to $65 on a fish that's just gonna get
or
sick and
more.
die.
Yeah. That's that's where I was going. I mean, you know, all these people tell me you can't put it in a vase. You can't put it in a vase. You got to put, hey,
Right,
good night,
Larry?
Larry. You got to put it in at least a 5-gallon, 10-gallon, preferably, and you got to have a heater and filter and all this stuff. And I'm like, what? So I did that, and I have not had one live over 2 years since I started doing it. So
Yeah, and
I'm not going
I've
to buy
gotten
them
them.
anymore.
I've got them from top breeders. People have and it's like when I first started working for Aquashella, everybody wanted to give me their bettas. I think they were just super hot at the time, and I was like, I really don't want them because they will eat my fry. Or
Yeah.
they might eat,
Oh, for
they'll eat
sure.
my boy guppies. My boy guppy see a big pretty fish like that, he's gonna go swim in front of her or him.
Right.
So and even when I was growing up, I never put guppies with bettas. I'd keep mollies or swordtails and you know or any of the tetras. Tetras are great with bettas because they are so fast, they can't be caught.
In the 80s and 90s, I put them in there on purpose just for food because
Uh,
back then I didn't know what I know now. I don't do live food anymore, but back then I did because I thought that was the right thing to do. You know, that's what everybody did. Heck, I worked at a pet store where I sold so many feeder goldfish to people that it was crazy. I mean, that was they go out as fast as they came in a lot of times.
yep. Well, yeah, I don't want to go down that pigeonhole.
Yeah.
I was going to say something, but it might bring up bad feelings, so we don't want to talk about that.
And Bratton says that tetras can be a little bit nippy too, in his opinion.
Yeah. Oh, this is the worst thing I ever did was I have Delilah, I have a tank that's a farm tank. I literally have a tank that I just grow plants in. It's a 20 long, and I have potted plants, and I pull the plants out of the pots, and then I replant them and stuff. So I always have plants ready to go. Well, I used to over fertilize it and overlight it to get the plants to grow. Well, the algae started going crazy in there, so I bought a bunch of uh, Florida flagfish, and I put them in there, and they did an amazing job keeping the algae out. But I was like, it'd be cool if I put one of my bettas in there with it, so because I don't want the bettas with the goldfish. So I put the betta in there with it.
This probably
Those,
didn't go well.
I I left the fish room for like 20 minutes and came back. Those guys had completely ate all of its fins. Every fin on it was gone. It was just a body, and I felt so horrible. I mean, I don't think I've ever been that upset for a fish in my life, because he was just like a body with a face looking at me, and I felt so horrible.
Right.
So I put him in a 5-gallon bucket with salt, and he died the next day. I was hoping that maybe they'd
Yep.
grow back, but and then the other times that I've felt terrible with fish is like when I have a fish bite their eyes out or something with cichlids.
Right.
That
I've
makes me
never had that
depressed.
happen. I've
Oh.
kept cichlids a lot, and that's never happened to me. Knock on wood.
Well, I own a red devil, and he was good for 2 years. And I went to the clash. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, and I fed him, and then I went and fed everybody else. And when I came back, I think he attacked all the other fish that were trying to eat the food. And he took like one fish's eye out and tore up everybody. And so I had to put him in jail. And now he's in a 55-gallon tank by himself. And I'm gonna put him in the 120 with the betta or with the my Bichers, and we'll see if they kill each other, or maybe they'll all be okay.
Maybe.
But the Bichers won't lose in that fight. I guarantee it. Uh, because I had a oh, it's terrible when you don't remember, can't think straight. I
You've had
had
you've had an
the
interesting
Bichir.
day.
Yeah, I have. I had a Deltese Bichir. They're the ones that get real. They're the slow growers, and they get real big. I mean, I've seen them look like a tree.
Mhm.
And she was my favorite fish ever. She's the one on my logo. If you go to my web, the my page, and she was attacked, I think, twice by cichlids in that tank, and both times the cichlids like ended up like she ripped part of their fins off, and they grew back, but they never messed with her again. So
Yep. My Oscar and my Jaguar were fine for about 5 years, and then they just weren't. And I came down once, and they were both beat up pretty bad. I let it go. They both healed up. Everything was fine for a little bit longer, and then I came down, a month or two later, and the Oscar was just tore up again. And so I'm like, okay, once is a shame on you, twice is shame on me. I pulled the Jaguar out of there. I put it. It's got a 150 all to itself right now. So
well, the red devil is probably 11 inches, and the Bichir, one is like 18 and one is like 15. And they're ornate Bichers, so they're super aggressive.
right,
But I don't think they'll be dumb enough to pick on something that big, because I mean that's a big round fish.
right.
But it's dumb enough, I think, that they'll use their teeth on it because they have teeth, and it ends up not being a fair fight because they're not gonna. The Bichir don't, you know, jaw bite like the cichlids will try to grab each other by the. The Bichers are just gonna turn and grab whatever they can on their bodies and rip it off.
Right.
It's terrible, but it's I prefer that than having them bite their eyes off and pump, doing all that terrible stuff. Oh,
Like
you
says,
know,
Whip, I hate to say it, but something I had to learn early was with bettas is even though I keep them by my bedside, I don't get too attached. I've lost every single one of them to incurable internal tumors.
yeah,
So
they're like
that is
flowers.
not something that it's not. It's pretty much universal. Is what I'm trying to say without being able to say it. Hey, Shirley, roar, roar.
Hey there.
Delilah says we all make mistakes. Said I was the kid with the bug catching kit that made the mistake of putting an ant and a caterpillar in the same container. And I learned my lesson really fast.
I guess the ant attacked the caterpillar.
I
Can't
did
imagine
something.
caterpillar.
No, I can't imagine. I did something similar with wolf spiders. I thought, one wolf spider is cool, two is going to be cooler, and nope, you still have one because the strongest one will kill the other one immediately.
I got in trouble because I got those little furry caterpillars, and my sister and we got a whole bunch of them together, and we put them in a tank without a lid, and they crawled out in our room, and then they made their like cocoons or chrysalids or whatever it's called in all of her doll's hairs,
Oh,
like in her Barbie doll hair, or not Barbie doll, but the doll heads. Like
yeah.
went in and made the little fuzzy brown and black ones. It's terrible. But Delilah, she plays with giant spiders. She
Yeah,
likes tarantulas and all sorts
yeah,
of creepy
yeah. I
stuff.
remember that. I remember the pictures. June said the
Mm.
Oscars had no chance against the Jag. Yeah, you are correct. The first time they were both very big. I've lost the Oscar since, but I measured him. He was over 15 inches, and the Jaguar is at least 15. But it's not. The Oscar was such a big bodied, tall bodied thing. But you're right. He had no. He looked like a what's the old Leroy Brown song? He looked like a jigsaw puzzle with
Yep.
a couple of pieces gone.
Yep. Well, we saw Kenny E in here earlier. He had that one awesome Oscar that I just love called P, because the scales look like a P on its tail. And one of the other Oscars completely took all of his scales off and killed him. And it's like, yeah, I don't want an Oscar. Bonnie and Clyde. I think he had these two mated pair called Bonnie and Clyde, and I think they killed P. It's like, man, that
Uh,
sucks.
Bootsy says, I bet that cost a lot of doll hairs to remove. Hey,
Yeah,
Wendy.
well, I'm sure my mom was the one who had to cut it all out. But I was the one that got yelled at. My sister was just as even to blame. But oh well.
Wendy says, yeah, I did the same thing. I threw together a brunette and a redhead and a kiddie pool full of jello once. I learned my lesson.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds fun.
Two women were fighting in a jello pond.
Oh my gosh.
Oscars can take down fish that are smaller than them. Same size, they lose. Delilah says, you don't mess with a fiery redhead.
You don't.
And Jake or Katie says, we're going to bed now. See you guys soon. Yes, you will, you
Hi
lucky
guys.
devil.
That's awesome. Super cool.
F all that. Grumpy angel fish is as much attitude that I can deal with from fish right now. That's from Nick.
Yeah.
I've never really had a angel that went bad. I have heard about them plenty of times.
Well,
I've never had one that was. I've always had them in community tanks, and they've always been fine.
have you had them pair up? Because that's when they get. I've found that they get grumpy is once they lay eggs. Everybody's on the other side of the tank.
Unless it's just dumb luck, I guess not. But I mean, I've had multiple. Like I had 5 in my 75 back here.
Nice.
You would have thought that one of them would have hooked up with the other one. I don't know.
Well, like when I first got into angel breeding, they said buy 6, and you're guaranteed to have a pair out of 6. So maybe if you bought 5, you got the
Yeah,
shaft.
yeah, right. June, I had angels. I'll be honest, I had 3 angels. They were named after the angels, and I can't even remember all their names anymore. Like Gabriel and Uriel, and what was the other one?
Wow.
But anyway, they were all in the Predator Predator tank with the Oscars and the Jaguar and Salvini. I had all kinds of Pike, and they held their own, but nobody really ever messed with them either. I never saw them being chased or
It's
anything.
weird. At the Tennessee Aquarium, they have this one little, like, kind of a pool that you look down at them, and there is probably a 18-inch, maybe 20-inch arowana in that tank, and it doesn't go after any of the angels. They have giant angels in there. Well, not giant, not Aldums, but just big angels, probably 5 inchers. And then
Right.
there's also a big stingray in that tank. And the angels the angels all, when the arowana comes through, the angels kind of go
Hey,
back up and give
Cheryl.
it space. But they must just feed it good enough. Hey, passing wind.
Windy. That would have been a good idea.
What's that?
He said when I named them after angels, he thought I meant Jill, Sabrina, and Kelly from Charlie's Angels.
Nice.
You're old enough to know that reference.
Yeah. And you could have the boy be Bosley.
Yeah, right. Shirley says, my mom has a breeding pair in a tank full of baby angelfish, not theirs, and Corey's and some loaches. They don't get bitchy unless someone comes way too close and don't go away.
Yep. I had a breeding pair for a while in a 75, and the other angels were okay in it, but they didn't get too close. And then the boy died, and she took a new mate, and it was a female. And so they would both lay eggs, but they never got fertilized. So the two girls they had eggs going almost every week, and they would take care of each other's eggs, and then they'd eventually eat them.
Damn it. He doesn't mention eating the angels. He wants that Oscar fillet. Is that your husband? RJ says they named their angel Lilith because she's an evil mama.
I try not to name my fish because every time I name them, bad things, they die.
Yeah, I
Honestly.
name all my fish. That way that can't happen unless I lose all my fish. So all my fish have names except for unless there's like I have a group of 12 different species of Cory cat that I'm not going to attempt to name all of them. I can't tell them apart as it is. So.
Well, most of my fish, I have like 100 of each, so it's too hard.
Yeah,
But like
that would make it hard.
My one Baisher that I just loved was named Baishi, and that's the last one that died. It was a she. She died, and then my last angel, I called her my queen, and she lasted for like 8 years because I brought them all from St. Louis to Chattanooga, and I haven't gotten an angel since.
My
I don't.
Jaguar's name is Manny. The Pike's name is Mike. My ghost knife is Mac. Because what else can you name it? Mac the knife.
I need to. What should I name the stupid red devil that won't die?
You could go super generic and call it Lucifer. You could,
Red
you could just go red.
dirtbag. He'll probably be dead when I get home, and I'm going to be depressed. That would be so bummer. I don't want to name. We won't name him until I get home.
Cheryl says Lilith didn't die. She killed her mate and the kids. She's been reformed by a grouchy discus. Sweet girl again. Shirley says she names about everything.
I had 2 threadfin acaras, and they laid their first batch of eggs. They killed all my geophagus in the tank. And then I put them in a separate tank after they killed everybody. And they laid their eggs on a rock just like they're supposed to. And the female started eating the eggs, and the male killed her. He beat her up so bad. And
Oinky
so
says
it's like, you're not going to
Mephisto.
be a dad.
Mephisto. Nancy says Beelzebub.
Bub.
Jeremy from Aquarium Domain says my tiger shovel nose is named Reginald. Shirley said name it Flame or Magma. And then she said Lucifer or Ember. You got lots of options here.
Thanks, guys. Well, we'll do it once I get back home. We're not going to do it now because I don't want the stupid fish to die while I'm gone. It would really smell my fish
well,
room
it
up.
is by itself, but yeah, it would stink. So I'm told. I wouldn't know.
And then I named my dragon puffer, but I think she was really old. Dan said it was the biggest one he had, and so she was probably max age. And I think I had her for 2 extra years, and she was about the size of a Nerf ball. And I named her Sweet Potato because she kind of looked like a sweet potato. She was a lot of fun to feed. I fed her jumbo kelp. I still have some of that jumbo kelp. It's been in my freezer for 2 years. Should I throw that away, or do you think I could feed it still?
I have no idea. I probably would err on the side of caution and throw it away, but yeah, I don't know.
Those Bishers eat everything. Maybe I could drop it in for them.
Delilah,
I'll
I'm
think
not
about
sure
it.
what Delilah is talking about, but she said she needs a good pole. We need a good pole, but not like a pole, but like a pole. How do you say? Where you get to pick things from a
Oh,
list.
Delilah, the problem is I'm not James and I don't know how to do anything. He had the ability that he knew how to do things.
Oh, probably for the names. See, it took me a minute,
Yeah.
but I got there.
Yeah, there's a way for me to make, you know what, Delilah, I'm going to learn how to make a poll by next week. Because you brought it up and we haven't seen you in a long time. And I've wanted to do it forever. So no more excuses.
I think you can
And
do
how
it.
they've changed everything around on this thing too. So
I don't know how to
probably
do it live.
easier now. It's probably easier now. Well, it's on StreamYard somehow.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it on StreamYard. I can do it like on a Facebook post, and
See,
but
these
I
are my
don't know how to
choices:
do it.
comments, banners, media assets. It's probably in there. Styles, people, and private chat. So, but then there's also these other things. Oh no, that's invite people. I'm afraid to push buttons right now, guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. June, yeah, they're in YouTube, but I know that people have done it here too. Like you can do it in the chat. I've seen them do it. Unless you're saying you do it through YouTube, like you go into your YouTube, but I don't even know how you would do it there.
Jeff Kane, I almost have your action figure completely done. I just need to drill a hole in your hand so I can put a hammer in it. I'm going to have him holding a hammer.
He seems like a hammer kind of guy.
Yeah, well, he's always building
he
stuff.
says through YouTube as well.
Oh, okay.
I just don't know how you connect the two.
Guys, I can't just do it quick. Well, it takes me hard to do everything. I used to actually make a website for fantasy football. for my factory because we had about 75 guys in the factory and we all wanted to go against each other. So I had to make my own website. And I literally made it from scratch. And I don't know how I did it. I just sat in the union office and worked for like 2 weeks straight.
And figured it out.
Yeah.
And then when somebody said, "How did you do it?" You're like, "I don't know."
I just kept trying. And it ran for about 3 years, and then I don't know, something happened and, it collapsed, and I didn't know how to redo it. Oh gosh. Well, you know what? We're over an hour. I told her that I would be done by an hour of audio, so I should probably head
Yep.
out.
I got to be up
Thank
early
you,
anyway,
guys.
so it's a good thing to get out of here while the getting's good.
Well, thank you everybody for coming. Mods, you guys were amazing. Whip, you were super cool. I can't wait to see you in 2 days
In 2 days,
and see
I'll see you
everybody
Saturday.
else. Yeah, I'm gonna get to
Oh,
see everybody and hang out.
did you? Oh yeah, you haven't got there yet. You'll have to let me know if I actually have a room or not, and send me
Oh,
an
you have a
address
room.
because I don't even know where I'm going.
Oh, neither do I.
Okay.
I don't I don't know where Foxy's house is either.
That I
So I'm
got.
gonna
I have the address. I
okay.
just don't have the. You never told me where the hotel you got was. So
Okay. Well, I can send you the name of the place and stuff. I'll send you a link when I get back
okay,
in the
yeah,
room.
no rush. We got 2 days or a day
Yeah,
and a half
'cause
anyway.
we added a room today for an extra day, but I had to say I want it to the one with 2 beds and not 1 bed. And hopefully they figured it out.
Right.
So, but
All right.
thank you everybody for coming. It was a lot of fun and we'll catch you on the flip side. Oh, and I'm not ready to say goodbye.
He's not ready,
Nope, I'm not ready.
but he's
Did you
close. He's
watch
really, really close.
did you guys see Foxy's show today? Because
Yep.
Dr. Ted kept asking me to watch it, and it was like, dude, I'm driving and I have GPS on. I don't know where I'm going. But I'm gonna have to go see what Dr. Ted
He
wants me to see.
he roasted you hard.
Maybe I
Yep.
don't want to see that.
He roasted everybody except for me because I'm me. I was the good guy.
All right, well, catch you all on the flip side.